Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video, Bible verse, Psalm 34. Let's get started now. Psalm 34 is a well-known and beloved psalm that is attributed to King David. It is a psalm of thanksgiving and praise, and it is a powerful declaration of God's goodness and faithfulness. In this essay, we will explore the complete story of Psalm 34, verse by verse, analyzing its meaning and symbolism. Verse 1. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. This verse sets the tone for the entire psalm. King David declares his intention to bless the Lord and to continually praise him. David recognizes that God is worthy of praise and that he should give thanks to God at all times, not just when things are going well. Verse 2. My soul makes its boast in the Lord. Let the humble hear and be glad. David declares that his soul makes its boast in the Lord. He is proud to be a follower of God, and he wants others to hear about it. He recognizes that his humble attitude and faith in God can bring joy to others. Verse 3. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. David invites others to join him in magnifying the Lord and exalting his name. He recognizes that worshiping God is a communal activity and that it is important for believers to come together to praise and worship him. Verse 4. I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. In this verse, David testifies to God's faithfulness. He sought the Lord, and God answered him and delivered him from his fears. David recognizes that God is powerful and trustworthy, and he encourages others to put their trust in God as well. Verse 5. Those who look to him are radiant, and their faces shall never be ashamed. David emphasizes the importance of looking to God. He says that those who look to him will be radiant, and their faces will never be ashamed. This verse suggests that those who seek God will experience a sense of inner peace and contentment. Verse 6. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. David speaks of his own experience of crying out to God in times of trouble, and he testifies that God heard him and saved him from his troubles. This verse is a reminder that God is always present and ready to help us in our times of need. Verse 7. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. This verse speaks of the protection and deliverance that God provides to those who fear him. It suggests that God's protection is not just physical but also spiritual. Verse 8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. David invites others to taste and see that the Lord is good. He recognizes that God's goodness is not something that can be fully explained in words but must be experienced firsthand. He also emphasizes the blessing that comes from taking refuge in God. Verse 9. Oh, fear the Lord, you his saints, for those who fear him have no lack. David encourages his fellow believers to fear the Lord. He recognizes that this fear is not a fear of punishment but rather a reverence for God's power and goodness. He emphasizes that those who fear God will lack nothing. Verse 10. The young lions suffer want and hunger, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. This verse contrasts the experience of the young lions, who suffer want and hunger, with those who seek the Lord and lack no good thing. David is emphasizing the idea that God is a provider, and that those who seek him will be provided for. Verse 11. Come, O children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. David calls out to the next generation, inviting them to listen and learn from him. He recognizes the importance of passing on the knowledge of God's power and goodness to future generations. Verse 12. What man is there who desires life and loves many days that he may see good? In this verse, David asks a rhetorical question, posing the idea that all people desire a long and prosperous life. Verse 13. Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking deceit. David recognizes that the way we use our words has a significant impact on our lives. He encourages people to speak truthfully and avoid deceitful speech. Verse 14. Turn away from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it. David emphasizes the importance of living a righteous life, turning away from evil and doing good. He also encourages people to seek peace and actively pursue it. Verse 15. The eyes of the Lord are toward the righteous and his ears toward their cry. This verse emphasizes that God pays attention to the cries of the righteous. He is always listening and watching, and he is moved by the needs and desires of his people. Verse 16. The face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to cut off the memory of them from the earth. David recognizes that God is not only a God of love and mercy but also a God of justice. He warns that those who do evil will face God's judgment, and that their memory will be cut off from the earth. Verse 17. When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. David returns to the theme of God's faithfulness, recognizing that when the righteous cry out for help, God hears and delivers them from all their troubles. Verse 18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. David emphasizes that God is near to those who are suffering, particularly those who are brokenhearted or crushed in spirit. He recognizes that God is not only present in times of joy and celebration but also in times of pain and sorrow. Verse 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. David recognizes that the righteous will face afflictions, but he emphasizes that God will deliver them from all of their troubles. This verse is a powerful reminder of God's faithfulness and his desire to help his people. Verse 20. He keeps all his bones, not one of them is broken. David concludes the psalm with a declaration of God's protection. He acknowledges that God keeps all of his bones, a metaphor for God's protection and care. He emphasizes that God is faithful to protect and care for his people, even in the midst of adversity. In conclusion, Psalm 34 is a powerful psalm of thanksgiving and praise. Through a verse-by-verse analysis, we have seen the ways in which David testifies to God's faithfulness, goodness, and protection. We have also seen the practical day-to-day applications of the teachings and how they can guide us in living righteous lives, seeking peace, and avoiding deceitful speech. This psalm is a powerful reminder of God's presence and care in our lives and serves as an encouragement to all who seek to follow him. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspirational content. See you in the next video. Wishing you a very happy day.